Hi, my name is David Morgan. I'm the head of security here at Jackson Local Schools. Prior to this position, I spent 22 years in the FBI, working financial crimes, cyber crimes, and overseas terrorism investigations. My job here at Jackson is pretty simple. It's to keep you safe and keep the teachers safe. And I do that by developing procedures and protocols that we can use in the event of an emergency. And there's a lot of people behind the scenes helping me to do that. So the video that you're about to see is a very important piece of our safety plan here at Jackson. Mr. Kanopik and several students have spent a lot of time putting this video together, and I appreciate their help. During the video, you're going to see what you should do in the event of an emergency. We're going to tell you where you should go if you're in the Commons during a lockdown. We're going to talk about the dress code policy and explain why we have that policy. We're also going to talk about when you should let people into our facility and when you shouldn't. All of the things that we discuss in this video are for your safety. We ask you to pay attention and to think about what we're telling you and put those safety measures into practice so that you can be safe and you can help protect everyone here at Jackson. So let's begin by talking about the student ID badge. The student ID badge, just like everything else that we're going to talk about in this video, is really important. It identifies you as a student. It shows that you're authorized to be here on campus. So now if anyone is walking around our building without some type of ID around their neck, we're going to know that they're an unauthorized visitor and we're going to deal with them appropriately. The ID badge also allows you to check out items from the Learning Center and to make purchases from our cafeteria. So it's important that you wear your ID badge around your neck on a lanyard each and every day and keep it outside your clothes so they can be seen at all times. This is, again, very important, and we're going to enforce it this year. Although you may enjoy wearing hats and hoodies and sunglasses, these items pose a security risk and are against the school dress code policy. That policy states, items which obscure your identity, such as hats, bandanas worn to cover the entire head, sunglasses, hoods on hooded apparel, and other headwear are not permitted to be worn in the building during the school day. Head coverings for religious purposes are permissible. Surveillance videos are used by school administrators many times each week, usually to locate a student. Take a look at this video. Imagine you are one of our assistant principals and you need to identify if there's an adult in this group of students. What do you think? Are all of these individuals students? The reason that hats and sunglasses and hoodies are not allowed in our schools is because it's really hard to know who is under the headwear. So in this test, one of the individuals was Ryan Lucas, a custodian here at the high school. So let's remember to take off our hats, take off our sunglasses, and lower our hoodies before we enter the school building. It's really for everybody's safety.
Alright guys, well I'm heading out.
Where are you going?
Starbucks, dude. Going to Starbucks.
I don't think you can leave campus.
Dude, my car's like 20 feet away. That's totally allowed.
Okay.
Alright, well, I'll see you guys there. Alright guys, just got back. Got me some pinkity drinkity. So
I
sad you
think
guys
you're gonna get in trouble.
Why would I get in trouble?
Hey Connor, come on back. How are you?
Hi, Mr. Ziders.
Come on in, take a seat. Hey, you mind taking your hat off for me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So listen, I think you left our campus today. Is that true?
Yes, I did. I had to get my Starbucks. I can't function without it.
I understand. I get it, but we got to make sure we're staying on campus. If you're on the senior patio, that's great, but you're not allowed to leave the senior patio to go off campus to get a drink. Okay? So unfortunately, the consequence for that is an extended detention on a Friday.
Darn. Okay.
All right. So let me write that up for you. We'll call home. Okay?
Okay.
Connor, there you go. We'll see you Friday. Okay?
See you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mom, I totally got busted.
Good morning, everyone. This is Mr. Zeiders, Assistant Principal, here to talk to you today about leaving the building unauthorized and the proper procedure for signing out of the attendance office. If you have an early dismissal, it's important to drop by the attendance office in the morning, drop off your note from a parent or guardian, and then come back to the attendance office at the time of your early dismissal to sign out. If you don't follow these steps, parents or guardians may be confused when they're looking for you at the end of the day, and they may also have a hard time tracking you down if you leave the building when you're not supposed to. This in years past has caused a panic situation for us and your parents as we try to find students that are not in the building when they're supposed to be. If you have any questions on this, please feel free to ask any of the assistant principals, and we're happy to help you.
All right, so what'd you guys do over the summer?
I think I went on vacation.
Oh, I'm not going.
Whoa, you can't cut class.
No, I
You need
hate
to come
my
to class.
I hate my 6th period class. I'm not going anywhere near there. Not a chance.
But they're gonna know that you're gone.
No, no one. No, the teacher
When
will
they
not
take
know.
attendance.
There's 30 people in that class. There's no way they'll know it's me. And I'll just go sit at another table. It won't matter.
Hey, Will, how's it going today?
Good, Mr. Compy. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Hey, Will, we noticed, one of your lunch monitors noticed that you ate lunch twice today, and I got a call from your 6th period teacher that you didn't check in. What was going on?
So we had a big test today, and I really did not study for it. I wasn't sure I was going to pass it, so I decided to skip class, and I ate a second lunch.
I appreciate you being honest, Will, but unfortunately, now you're going to have an extended detention on a Friday. Okay?
Okay.
We'll let your parents know, and please don't do that again.
All right, it won't happen again.
Hello, everyone. I want to talk to you really quickly about why it's so important that you not cut class at all this year. Number one, it's part of the school's responsibility to educate you. If you're not in class, it makes it very challenging to do that. So you got to make sure you're going to class to get your education. Number two, it's about safety. When you come to school, the school's responsibility is to keep you safe. You have a schedule. We expect you to follow that schedule and to be in certain places throughout the day. If an emergency were to happen, God forbid, and we needed to find you quickly, we need to be able to go to that class and find you. If you're cutting class, it makes it almost impossible to find out where you're at. So it's so important that you be where you're supposed to be, and make sure you're going to class to get your education so you can achieve your full potential.
Remember, once the school day begins, everyone must enter the school through the main entrance at Mr. Frank's desk. Please don't open the door for a student or parent, even if it's one of your friends. And if you see someone walking around the halls and they're not wearing an ID badge or a visitor badge, report that information immediately to one of our adults or staff members. This graphic shows the Jackson Local School District alert system. In the event of any emergency threatening one of our school buildings, one of these alerts will be initiated. An internal threat, when there's a threat inside the building. External threat, when there's a threat near but outside the building. Shelter in place, used when an undetermined threat may be imminent. Evacuation, used when there's a need to evacuate the building. And tornado warning, when there's a tornado. Keep in mind that this alert system is designed to alert students and staff to many different types of emergency events. Ideally, an alert will be initiated when the threat is still quite low, thus giving you time to get to a safe place as soon as possible. It's very important that you familiarize yourself with all of these alerts so that you know them. It's also important that from time to time, you think about how you would respond if you were confronted with a threatening situation. Just like in sports, you have to practice mentally before you play. So let's review these alerts in a little more detail. When you hear the shelter in place alert, return to the school building and go back to your classrooms. The teachers will take attendance, but will continue normal activities. During an evacuate alert, all students and staff should leave the building as quickly as possible. If possible, before you leave your classroom, grab your phone, but don't spend extra time looking for it if you don't have it. Once you exit the building, find a staff member and form a group. During a lockdown external threat alert, all students and staff should lock down in their classrooms or other assigned building area, making sure you are away from external windows. Remain quiet and out of sight until you are directed otherwise by a staff member. Remember, locks, lights, out of sight. During a lockdown internal threat alert, all students and staff should lock down in their classrooms or other assigned building area, making sure that you are away from internal windows. Remain quiet and out of sight until you are directed otherwise by a staff member. If you're moving through our hallways and you hear any type of lockdown alert, you don't need to go to your classroom. Go to the first open classroom and lock down. And remember, in all lockdown situations, do not open the door for anyone until the lockdown is over. The Commons is a very vulnerable area at the high school. As a result, administrators have developed 3 separate safe spaces in the event of a lockdown. These locations are color-coded and coordinated with the tables in the Commons. If you're sitting at a table with a green label, your safe space is the JCPA. You will enter the JCPA through the main entrance using both sides of the entrance. Once you enter the JCPA, keep moving forward so that everyone can enter the JCPA. If you're sitting at a table with a yellow label, your safe space is also in the JCPA, but you will enter the JCPA around the corner and down the H hallway, in the doors beside the Wall of Fame. Remember, once again, keep moving once you enter the JCPA so that everyone can get in the doors as quickly as possible. If you're sitting at a table with a red label, your safe space is the attendance office. When you hear the lockdown alert, move quickly into the attendance office area and try to move into the clinic. Remember, there's 2 doors into the attendance office. Use both of these doors to get into the attendance office. Finally, if you're sitting at a table with an orange label, your safe space is the cafeteria serving area. If you're on the senior patio, this is your safe space as well. Move quickly into the cafeteria serving area.
I want to thank Mr. Morgan, our Jackson staff, and our Jackson freshman mentors who helped send this clear message about safety and security here at Jackson High School. This continues to be a priority every year for us, and we want to make sure that we are safe and secure, as every student has the right to feel safe at school without fear or worry, and we all have a responsibility to create that safe learning environment as we go throughout the school year. So keep it safe, Jackson High School. Have a great year, and go Bears.